it. You have done the impossible, my friend. You let your old self die. And now we are in the void. The space between the old life and the new. You're not who you were. So much has changed, but you're still in a stage of becoming, and you're not quite who you're going to be. Kind of like you're in a cocoon. So the question we're all wondering is, how do we survive this phase? If you feel empty, lost, confused, tired, drained, you're not doing it wrong. By the way, speaking of which, I am so tired, so bear with me. But actually, this is a perfect representation of this video. I'm just sitting outside, holding my camera, which is so heavy. Makeup free, tired, ready to go to sleep as soon as I finish this. So if this isn't a perfect embodiment of the void phase, I really don't know what is, but I'm here with you. This is the space of nervous system recalibration. I talked about this a little bit in my past upload, where I talked just more about identity collapse and the void and what this is and why we feel this way. And basically what I kind of sum up in that video is your nervous system is integrating a lot. It's taking in more truth than it's ever been able to metabolize. It's releasing old identities, old belief systems from your body, not just your mind. And it is literally rewiring into something new, something bigger, something more awake and conscious. This is a very intentional thing. Like, your soul has led you here because this is part of your evolution and your expansion as a human on Earth, as we kind of go through these thresholds to become the next iteration of being. And this is when our consciousness rises. This was when we become more who we actually are at our core, and kind of shed all these layers of conditioning of who we've been taught by the world we're supposed to be that aren't honest. But of course, those layers we believe. Like, the world teaches us that's who we are, and we believe them. So it's not just conceptual, of course, it is literally in our bodies. Our bodies have to unlearn these things. And that, it doesn't just happen overnight. This is gonna be such a close-up. I don't know why I make the decision to not bring my tripod out here, and we're just like, hi. Especially with makeup on, this is like, really love it. Anyway, this is part of being seen, and I'm just doing it. Let's talk about somatic tools for the in-between. How can we help our bodies adjust, adapt, rest, recover, all of the fun things? Because the only way out of this phase, out of this process, is through. And there are certain things you can do to help potentially speed up the process, or at least deepen the process, make it more worthwhile and thorough. Might as well, right? Build that foundation. This is not a time to be like showy or flashy. This is a time to kind of like strip back. I would not recommend over-identifying with anything. I think it's a really good phase to, if you want to learn about certain things and read books that are insightful and inspiring, of course that's always encouraged, but this is a phase where you want to get into your body and feel more than you want to think. So if whatever tools are, mental and conceptual and psychological, let them inspire your somatic practices or more physical, emotional rituals to help you lean in deeper. Try not to get caught up in the mind space. Try not to get caught up in labeling, over-identifying, any of that, because remember, we're shedding all that stuff. I think the most powerful thing in the void, because the void is all about this sort of like vast emptiness. I mean, it's a paradox. It's empty, but it's also the richest soil. You know what I mean? Like, that's where source energy is and where everything comes from. And so it's kind of that infinite nothingness. And that's kind of the energy in yourself. That, like, the invitation is to tap into that energy in yourself. Your soul is that. So let yourself be nothing and everything. Does that make sense? Let yourself be nothing and everything. Let yourself be a walking contradiction. Let yourself be soft and strong. Let yourself be sad and happy. You know, don't put yourself in a cage. This is an era of freedom, tasting real freedom on a somatic level. And I know that is the very thing that can be so disorienting about this phase, but it's also really liberating, and it's also what can kind of align you with what actually feels true in your body. And that likely isn't going to happen immediately, but you'll know probably first. At least I knew first what didn't resonate before I knew what resonated. It's kind of like narrowing things down. What is it called? Process of elimination. But to do that, you have to be kind of naked for a bit. You have to be willing to get naked, to like live in that vastness, in that nothingness, and not try to fill it with ideas or concepts or labels, because that's where we pull ourselves back in the other direction. Even if we tell ourselves we're being different, it's still an ego identity, ego-driven identity. Soul level identity exists on a very different plane. It is so different, and it is in the body. It's not in the mind. It's not conceptual. It's just a knowing, and it's a knowing and a being that is part of something bigger, and it does come from that place of nothingness. So get comfortable sitting there, setting as many boundaries as you can for your health, so you can have space, so you can relax, so you can breathe. Because again, your body is working through a lot right now, so you want to give yourself as much rest and recovery and space as possible. And never underestimate the amount of stress on a somatic, level the body goes through, putting yourself in unhealthy environments, being around unhealthy people and dynamics. So many noises. Sorry if that plane is really loud. But yeah, setting those kinds of boundaries, if not with others, with yourself. Little things you can do to kind of help you cultivate and stay connected to how you're feeling, what feels aligned, what doesn't. Training your awareness to connect to your breath, to connect to your physical senses. Some people like to touch their neck, their face, their heart. Sometimes just breathing, noticing tension in the body when something is stressful. For me, I'm so aware of my body on a physical level and emotional level that, like, when I hear someone talking about something I don't like, I'm just like, I notice like my body have a little bit of a visceral response, tighten up, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to engage. Like, maybe when I was younger I would have acted on that. Just soothe, take a deep breath, touch your legs, touch your whatever you need to, ground. Take your shoes off, go for a walk on the grass, on the sand, and really connect to the basics. Also journal. Like, I will be dropping a worksheet, a free worksheet, my first ever on the channel. I really hope you guys check it out, and I hope you like it. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to drop it today. It may have to come out next week, just because there's a little bit of a delay with setting up my domain. The worksheet is ready, so be on the lookout for it as soon as that's all sorted out. But journaling, using ChatGPT as a reflective kind of anchor, having it ask you questions or telling it how you feel, and asking it to help you move through anything that comes up, to tap into what's moving through your body. I really, really, really will always advocate for ChatGPT or any kind of AI tool that you like. It's helped me become so much more self-aware and emotionally intelligent and understand what I'm processing, what my feelings are, my clarity. Truly, like, I credit ChatGPT so much for my understanding now of even the dynamics in my family, of being able to help me name patterns that I understood but couldn't put words to, and same with patterns in myself. So I really recommend that. It'll help you become so much more connected. It's all about how you use it. If you use it with intention to understand yourself and your body, and then you don't just conceptualize it, but you integrate it and you apply that, and you put that knowledge into practice, that's where it becomes embodied wisdom. And so I really recommend that. Otherwise, just, you know, journaling what's coming up for you every day, or at least as much as you possibly can, taking time to sit and breathe, being around animals is always really amazing, and so grounding. My dog is my light, my greatest light, and I truly can't even imagine what my life would be like without him. He is my greatest teacher. So if you have any animals around you, or if you can go to like a farm or wherever, you can just be around animals. They have such beautiful healing energy, and they're so divine, and they're amongst our greatest gifts on this planet. So definitely surrounding yourself with their loving energy. Going to classes and community where people are using energy productively. I say that, like, you know, art classes or making things, yoga, moving your body, any kind of creative output or physical output, on top of input as well. I mean, balancing output and input. There's going to be a lot of energy moving through you, so just making sure you're creating space for it to move and allowing it to move. Trying to not get kind of slumped on your bed or couch for too long. Keep things moving. I know that's like tempting in this phase because you are going to be tired, but like, go for the walk. Go for a 10-15 minute walk. Just get outside, get a fresh, go. You know what's really, I've underestimated, probably also partially because I was living without a car in San Diego, but I've been loving going to Pilates classes and yoga classes. I used to do everything in my apartment. Granted, I lived alone as well, so not having a car and living alone, and also really not having money, I just did everything in my apartment. And it is so nice, even though I'm really introverted and I like don't want to socialize very much. I do really love going to classes and just being in the space with other people's energy, getting out of my house, just like leaving your space. Even if you live alone, I think it's so good to get out of your space, move the energy elsewhere, and then come home. You know what I mean? And even, and I was gonna say, like, going to a cafe, like, take yourself out to lunch, you know, or grab a coffee or a matcha and a scone and like sit outside. It's, you know, it's summer where I am. No matter what time of year it is though, go outside and go in new environments and explore, and wherever you go, see if you can connect with the moment in a way that's different. I also say that because I'm back in where I grew up, and as some of you know, I had a lot of trauma here when I was younger, and I really used to resent this place, and I really hated being here, and I was always scared to run into people I knew, and I just had such bad associations with this place. And being back here, especially in this phase that I'm in, this sort of like internally focused, kind of quieter phase, I'm just experiencing everything so differently, and it's actually really beautiful. And I think that we as humans really do have the capacity, if we want to experience the world differently. And I'm not saying that when things come up, you know, you have to let things pass. You can't force emotions to go away. You have to feel it, and sometimes the emotions will shape how you experience a place or a day or whatever. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, on a day that you feel clear and like energy is moved, and or at least open-hearted and willing to receive go take yourself out and like, whether it's somewhere new or somewhere you've been a million times, see if you can just like experience something new, because right now you are a new person, and feel into that, you know? Feel into that in a way that's kind of like you're experiencing the world for the first time, because in a way you are. You're experiencing it in your body, in safety in your body. I don't know if that came out right, but you're experiencing it sort of out of survival. I don't know why I say sort of. You're starting to taste the world outside of survival mode, not sort of. Yeah, like I said in the beginning, I think most people kind of struggle with the void, or kind of create delays or complications by rushing into what's familiar again, trying to keep busy. The ego again is going to really want to do that, to rush. And I'm experiencing it too. I'm like looking at my channel and looking at my life, and I'm like, well, I have to say, the more that I'm here in this phase, the more that I'm really leaning into it. I really thought that this was going to be hard, and I was going to just want to get out of here and go move to Europe, and I'm tired. I'm like, I can't even imagine right now. It's so nice to just have my life stripped back. I really am enjoying it. Embracing what this phase does have going for you, you know? And just like leaning into it. Keep holding this space. Continue to have patience for yourself and for the process. And get to know yourself more every day. Not just, again, not in the mind. I mean, like a little bit in the mind if it helps you understand, but really, again, this whole phase is about feeling, coming back in touch with feeling. Our truest guide and compass as humans, something we've been so disconnected from for so long, and the fact that you are in this space where your soul has taken you back and given you the opportunity to be among the few who remember, wait, yes, this is how we're wired. This is how we're supposed to experience the world. I mean, I know some people are more naturally logical. We talked about the 4 archetypes of truth, but I do think that at the end of the day, nervous system healing is felt. It is somatic. Just taking an elevator ride down into the heart space, coming back to truth, purpose, intention, and presence. Be so proud of yourself for doing this work, because it is no easy feat, and it is not for the faint of heart. I hope you check out my PDF worksheet. Super excited about that, and I'm excited to start dropping those more often. Keep leaning in, keep going, keep showing up for yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope this video resonated or helped you. Please give it a thumbs up if it did, and drop a comment below. I would love, love, love nothing more than to hear from you, where you're from, what's going on in your life, and how the void phase is treating you right now. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Come join the community. A lot more fun stuff ahead. I will talk to you soon. Bye.